How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today I've chipped away at a bit more of the kernel map. I was doing a little bit of exploring, like to sort of uncover the clouds at the edges, so I left a little bit of footage in of some of these links driving around. Again, I certainly think it's the best vehicle for doing this kind of thing anyway. Yeah, the Kraylin or whatever it is, just when Kelly was saying like tracked vehicles seem to be the best for this map. I just don't think they'd be able to do anything like this. I did have to fire a winch out in the end, but I don't really mind that. It has winches. There's a nice little view there, so I thought I'll make it the thumbnail. Yeah, it's definitely easily like the most difficult map to kind of go around the edge. I didn't really bother on some of the early... Well, I don't know actually. On that second map, which was basically like the aftermath version of the first map, I did actually with a loaf. But some of them I probably haven't. Like I could do with neating in the clouds up a bit. I thought there was like some kind of cool thing here because it was like a little route leading up to it and a flat bit of rock ends up just hitting a bloody dead end. Yeah, cutting across water like this, at least with this versus like when I got that front cage of the winch thing stuck with the Kraylin, this thing, because it's tyres first, it went deep enough to drown there, but then came out the other side without, like, just floor it and hope for the best. Hope that your few seconds of engine life doesn't tick away before you get out the other side. Yeah, even climbing up rocks like that, though, I tend to find if you drive up it and you sort of flooring it, accelerating, and then just before your rear wheels hit the rock, let off the throttle and then floor it again, because it kind of boosts the back end. You almost bounce off the rock and up a little bit. It kind of lifts a lot of the weight off your rear end, whilst your front end's already up the hill and you're sort of scurrying forward with the front end, and it kind of just helps pull the whole thing up. Yeah, drove up that rock. A bloody handbrake always lets you down in this game. But yeah, a little bit of delicate rock driving going on. Got a few sketchy moments. I think I flipped on my roof once or twice, had to recall myself to like the garage or whatever and drive back to the nearest spot. But yeah, I think most vehicles wouldn't be getting away with this. It's also a bit harsh because some of that was like I don't know, like a non-hit box terrain or whatever, so I actually like my wheel phased through. It was a little bit sharper and everything than I was thinking. And yeah, it was pretty much like this all along the edge. To be fair, going across the bottom of the map was actually not that bad, even though there is a lot of this going on. There was actually like a pretty convenient little route sort of snaking through the rocks or whatever. This was now just past the bottom right, kind of going up the side of the map a little bit. That got a lot more difficult again. And then I found some kind of tunnel, rolled my vehicle next to it, and then just called it a day at that point. I've got most of the edge of the map done now. I just need to yeah, just a little bit the right side. And then also, I wanted to test something, because I was talking about the scalper being a bag of shit yesterday, which is true. And I remember someone said it a while ago, but then someone suggested, like, could you do a chain of dumper trucks and pass the sand to each other? And I believe you could, because again, someone was saying about it a month ago, but since then, they've removed the, like, infinite sand glitch, where you could kind of put two dump trucks near each other and make them refill each other. So this is still doable, but as you see now, you have to kind of fill the first dump truck, go to the second one. At the minute, I've got to wait for the first one to refill. This isn't always as much of a problem. This is like just as I was starting it, the things I sort of noticed. And yeah, you have to part. These dump trucks have like a 50-metre radius, so you've got to dot them 50 metres apart, which you can see, like, apologies about the big white circle, that's the scalper I've drowned, but if you just pay attention to like the little yellow circles, yeah, I've kind of made it extend beyond the radius of like the massive proper sand quarry. Eventually, once you get most of these full, it's quicker to sort of go back down the line and keep telling them to fill up, but you've basically got to fill one, then fill the second one, like pass it down the line, but you also want to go back to each vehicle and refill that. And yeah, again, like a month or so ago when the infinite sand glitch was still working, you could probably, once you've got your chain set up, you could probably just keep refilling from like the second to last dump truck, and then your last dump truck you obviously go off and do whatever. But yeah, now you have to just keep going back down the line. So I filled this dump truck up, reversed a bit. I was just kind of patching this road anyway, hence why I thought I'll sort of do that while I'm at it. And then you can see the first 4 dump trucks are full of sand, but now the 5th one, I've just gone and poured it, emptied it. Yeah, I mean, I'm going off on a bit of a curve, but if I was trying to make it go in a straight line away from the radius of the massive sand quarry, well, 50 metres a truck, so I suppose I'd have a 200-250 metres of reach beyond. Still quicker than trying to deploy a bloody sand scalper that won't deploy anywhere. It was a little bit quicker doing that as well. Once I was filling the first one, I could kind of use that, hold the button down and switch to the next vehicle. Sorry, I think it was now as well. I went and dumped some more sand. I was just trying to get it like where it says refill sand in the bottom corner. And then yeah, you can jump to them like this, and it's quicker this way because it's being filled up from the dump truck in front of it, so it's not got to wait for the dump truck behind to get refilled with sand or anything like that, so you don't have to sort of wait each time. This is where painting stuff different colours would be nice, because now I have no idea which dump truck I'm actually selecting at that point. Eventually found the right one. And yeah, that's it really. Like, now I've just gone down the chain again, I've now got sand here. If where this dump truck is, there was like, I needed to pour a hell of a lot of sand, it would probably be worth it, but then maybe it'd be worth trying to deploy the scalper at that point. Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's doable, but it's a lot of money, thankfully, because of that resource glitch thing the other day. I've got enough to test these sort of things out now. Yeah, first mission of the day was clearing out this area for the radio tower road. Kelly's back.
I've had enough radio towers to last me a lifetime at this point. Thank you for being you.
Oh, she's trying to sweet talk me. Yeah, at least at this mission there was quite a lot of, like, a lot of it was rocks, but I brought the dozer in the end, could have brought the crane, thrown a load of stuff out of the way. You've got to obviously, well, this is the thing, after doing this mission you're going to unlock, like, a mission to build a road, and obviously you can see there's a big gap in the map up ahead of me. I already figured whether the mission was going to ask me or not that I want to build a road over there. So I'm trying to push and dump everything over, because if I then pour sand to fill that gap in, it's going to kind of make all these rocks lift up above the sand, and then they'll be sat in the way of the road that I want to build. So yeah, I was trying to get them all kind of sent off diagonally. Yeah, just speed the footage up, make it a little bit quicker. Getting stuck on that rock for ages, bloody sand flattening mode makes the corner of the dozer hook into a lot of things, including a bridge I'm about to build. Yeah, so you can see this unlocked like the next mission. It's got all the red overlay because I've not built any road, any sand or anything. However, for this mission I also noticed like the sand quarry that you can unlock doesn't like reach over to this place, so the other option is potentially a scalper, but again I've already given it 5 more chances than I should have. The amount of hours I've wasted trying to deploy that thing. I didn't even want to bring it back out. It'd annoy me even if it worked at this point. So I thought I'll just end up doing it manually, because it's not too far away from where I am that the proper sand quarry radius reaches. However, I also hadn't patched the road at this point from like the garage down to here. I've done a load more road patching tonight. I've got a lot. I'm probably going to end up getting near enough every road in the map done, which I was saying yesterday, and I do still think it is like, if you patch every road it'll sort of make the rest of the mission or the map really easy, but I'm kind of ticking along with missions as I'm getting like different routes patched and all the rest of it, so I think by the time I've paved the entire map I'm going to be like 80-90% anyway, and at that point it doesn't really matter. Yeah, built a bridge here. The reason why I wanted to test the concept of, like, obviously it's asking me to build a road. I wasn't sure if the bridge would count as a piece of completed road, which personally I think it should, because obviously what they're probably intending you to do is fill that gap with sand, which is fair enough, but given that you've got bridges and it seems like a logical option, it certainly makes the road usable. They kind of should have had that as an option, really. So yeah, started pouring sand. One thing I'll definitely say is true. A bicycle's worth of sand doesn't go a very long way when you're doing it manually versus if you made the AI do it. I could have made the AI do it. I think if I had the dump truck full of sand and parked it in like the road planning request square and set it off, it would either get the whole road done or probably get like 2/3 of, well, for one I'd have to go and patch that gap because the AI just drive into the water and get stuck. Yeah, it'd either complete the whole road or it'd get like some of it done and then say it's run out of sand. So you may have to like do something kind of manually on this mission anyway. I'd certainly suggest, well, I wouldn't put a bridge over that little gap. I'd just go there with sand and fill it, because as you'll see now, it was weird as well. Like, when I was flattening it with a dozer, certain areas of this road were staying red, implying that I hadn't put enough sand there. But then when I just turned the dozer around and drove back over the road, not even in flattening mode, I think in marching mode, it just turned some of the road yellow, where it was kind of now counting it as like done. So I don't know why that is, but probably worth trying if it does the same to you. Yeah, as you can see, as I'm paving it, the road's going blue, which is telling me like I've got that stage done. But which I get that it doesn't do anything with the bridge, but it should just already count the bridge as like a green section that's already complete. So I had to come back with the bicycle, try and fill a bit more of it in. Kill that tree. It's all that tree's fault. Yeah, come back with a dozer, but then obviously it kind of phases through the bridge, which ends up working similar to what I was saying the other week, where you could like pour sand through bridges. It doesn't really matter in this case, but nonetheless the bridge is there. I can pour sand through it. I can fill the gap underneath without, say for example, if you just quickly wanted to, like, if it was awkward getting the bicycle over that ditch, you could build a bridge over it. It's probably a bit of faffing around, so now you've got to bring a mule with logs. But then you could park the bicycle on the bridge, pour sand into the gap, and when it's filled up level with the bridge, delete the bridge, but then the sand underneath will already have the gap nicely filled. That's what she said. Yeah, there's also another bug, but you can see how it's not flattening that little piece of road. Sometimes when you come off a bridge, the roller not only isn't working in time, but it won't even if you reverse and go back over it. You kind of have to drive up the road and drive over enough road for the game to register that the roller is flattening road again. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. Long story short with that though, it didn't work again. Like, it was just still, at one point when I paved the entire road, it made everywhere go blue as if I'd completed the entire route, but then when I went along with the roller, it left one section like not done instead of just turning the whole lot green. So yeah, a bit more pouring sand later. Again, there's like the bridge theory though, you just kind of flattening sand, phasing through it really. Got that flattened. Back again with this thing. A little bit of a rough job, but at this point I was like, just get it done in the bag. Gets a bit skinny on that bridge, but my bridge is there. That should count, god damn it. And then yeah, because you know, like once you complete a route, the game kind of builds its own road, and I don't know, I'm tempted at some point to delete that bridge. I might do like a quit and save thing, delete the bridge and see what it's done underneath the bridge, because the game must have had to have filled that ditch itself as well if it's built like its own road. But I've just left the bridge there for now. Yeah, Kelly's back with some more missions. So yeah, you've got to go and clear the southern tunnel. Some kind of euphemism. So I'm mainly at the countryside base that I unlocked yesterday. Yeah, that's the southern tunnel. There's loads of rocks in the way. And then it also, the second half of this mission is build a road. And I've already had no idea it was going to be a road, but I've just been paving all over the place. Or not paving, I suppose, but laying sand. Yeah, I've already kind of half built the road, which worked out quite nicely. And then yeah, drove here with a crane in the end. There was a few other patches, it doesn't specifically tell you to do them, but on the route along here there was a few other rocks in the road, even like just loads of little ones, but they do actually work with the winch of the crane, so I flicked all of them off the road as well. But then yeah, pretty simple mission this, just throwing all these out. I thought we want to see the big one, that's what she said of course. Yeah, lifts this up no problem. Give it a nice fat drop. For some reason, I don't know, the gravity, like, see when I release rocks, they kind of freeze and fall a little bit. They used to sort of, when you'd release them, they'd still go flying along the same arc of, like, their momentum, whereas now they just seem to, like, stop dead and sort of fall like moon gravity. Yeah, then I was going to have to drive the paver. I was like, yeah, fuck that. Get the Kralin thing and I'm just going to tow the fucker. I haven't even fixed this piece of road yet. I will do in a minute, because after this it's going to unlock a AI mission, but yeah, I was like, hell no, I'm driving this thing. Even if the road was fixed, the paver is too bloody slow for its own good. It needs a marching mode. I know you can load it onto like a step pike, but at that point that's now extra. Do you know what? This mission was the distance, the amount of distance away was too long to drive this paver there, too short to be worth spawning a step pike and loading this onto it and then driving that there. It was that perfect middle section where it was like, drag it with a Kralin. Yeah, get the rest of this paved though. Like I say, I already had the road laid. I'd argue my route was slightly better. Thankfully, my sand path did cover all of this road, so I was actually able just to pretty much pave my own road, and it counted. There was a few sections where it veered off. You can see it kind of just, some of where I tarmacked, it's like left a patchy tiger pattern around the edge, but I'm not bothered. I didn't really want to pave any roads, to be honest, but it forced me at this point. Kelly's sweating about lack of coffee. Ain't messing around. Yeah, so then I've got to do a AI route from the southern tunnel over just past where my garage is, like where I would have had to have drove that bloody paver and all the rest of it. Obviously I'll speed this up because I'll kind of have a little overview afterwards. There's the road it just made me build. Sort of wiggling through the garage. And yeah, it's basically in like a yard next to my garage, slash it's all kind of connected in the same yard. So I was looking and it released a Land Rover, which I was like, well, that's better than seeing a semi-truck. This was the section I would have had to have drove over with the paver, so I just thought, while the Land Rover and that's on its way, I'll get patching this road up. However, he dropped the hammer a bit quicker than I was planning on. At this point I was like, fuck it, I still need to just fix the road, I'll have to ram him, I'll have to moan. Quite a nice colour though, that burgundy looking Land Rover, I was liking it. Yeah, and I hadn't even looked at this point. I was still fixing the road or just going for a second lap, but I spawned the vehicles again and this Land Rover was already harassing me, but I was like, fair enough, at least he's getting his foot down. And I could hear a truck engine behind me. I was like, oh no, that is not what I wanted to see, a bloody semi-truck. It's like, oh my god, there's a fucking Azov about to crash into it. It's the two vehicles I really didn't want to see. See, now I'm just like sadness and depression, like that Rick and Morty music playing. I'm like, oh, for God's sake, no amount of road smoothing will probably be enough. So I had to keep spawning them. The Land Rover was alright, other than when I kept ramming him off the road. Trying to click on it to spectate, like, get here, you little bastard. Yeah, again, burgundy was looking good. And I can see in the background, you see the semi-truck moving, so I was like, there is hope. It's made it around that first corner. What could possibly go wrong between here and there? That's the Land Rover, by the way, I'll have to deliver for the next mission. It's already like, that's not strictly mine. Yeah, it goes around the corner. The Azov kind of smashes into it and pushes the trailer even further off, which really didn't help. By some miracle, the semi-truck actually managed to drag itself back onto the road. It's pretty terrible on the sand, but at least there isn't much verticality to this road. It's all very flat. So I respawned them again. It wasn't the semi that got stuck, it was actually the Azov, because it went wide on that corner. It kind of tapped out. Yeah, so spawning them again, this started getting a bit of a run. But look, understeering as soon as it gets fast enough. I know it wasn't just me. Even the bloody AI vehicles are understeering, and then you'll see it do it again. It's turning, nothing's really happening, understeers, skids, hits that rock. It's like, oh, here we go again. And sometimes this Azov was helping, sometimes it wasn't. A bit of a... Again, you know, like the people who plan the missions, or maybe it is on purpose, I don't know, but strictly speaking, not the best idea to make a semi-truck go second in the line and then the Azov third, and the Azov just constantly keeps smashing into the semi-truck. Again, sometimes by chance it helps, like now it probably gives it a little bit of a boost up that hill, but obviously you saw sometimes it just kind of over-rams it through a corner and makes it swerve off the road. Yeah, for whatever reason the camera went inside this little garage building. Like some Knight Rider shit I got to see. Yeah, then the Azov was, I was like, nah, you're done. You've caused enough trouble tonight on AR routes. Get your ass up there. I already know, like, all I was going to do otherwise is let them fail. I'm going to patch that bit up anyway, which I did with the Bicle. But yeah, I was like, sod it, just get the mission done. And then, lastly, I'll transport the vehicle with supplies to the Archaeologist camp, which is that. And I've got to wiggle along my road. There's the one it made me build. cut along here, and now after this, there is like a log road there. Yeah, I'm kind of going into clouds that I've not uncovered yet, so I had no idea where I was going. Yeah, so this is the vehicle I got to deliver. At least it's the good version of the Land Rover. It's got the snorkel and all the rest of it. First thing I did as I was driving along, I never actually thought it wasn't strictly my vehicle at the time, but I switched my colour scheme to burgundy. Thought I'll check it out. And then, yeah, I'm going to fast forward, because although it's going to look fast now, when I get to these sections, it obviously goes a lot slower. There's the log bridge. You'll see there is another log section there, but it's all covered in rocks. But yeah, you can see why I sped it up, because I was going very slow through all of that mud. It never got stuck, just very slow. Yeah, got that there though, and then that unlocks loads of missions. I actually wasn't going to do this mission tonight, and then it was the last mission left, so I thought, oh, maybe it'll unlock like the second of those 4 green bars that fill up. But it wasn't. It unlocked like another 5 missions, 2 main missions, and I think 3 side missions, but I'm still on the second green bar. There's where my links fell, and I got stuck next to the tunnel. Yeah, it's uncovered a nice chunk of the map, and whatever Kelly's going on about now, it's all these new missions that you can see. There's ones there. There's loads of big search areas, those big white circles, which I don't really like, but I can't get rid of them until I do them. Friendly reminder, get yourself a loaf, who's goddamn professional. Actually, there was a loaf ghost in the video the other day, where the AI was driving past the loaf when he was propping up the arm of the scalper, and the AI drives past. There was someone sat in the loaf, but I wasn't in the loaf vehicle. Ghosts confirmed. Yeah, 35% now, 14 out of 33 missions. I've actually found this map isn't really that long, considering I've spent probably 7 or 8 tenths of each night building roads or scouting the edge of the map. It's only been like the last hour or 2 max, really. I've kind of started doing missions to get footage. But anyway, that's about it for today, though. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a loaf, and I'll be back soon.